Insider. I'm Elizabeth Bain, and I'm here with John Xereas. John, I have a few questions for you, and the first one is, what exactly do you do in the industry?
I'm actually one of the owners of the DC Improv. I was there for 12 years. I recently left there. Started doing bigger shows in theaters and things of the sort, and I just opened up a new club on 14th Street called Riot Comedy Club.
Oh, okay. All right, so you're in the DC metro area, and how did you get started in that capacity?
I actually just started working at the Improv as a food runner, and then I worked my way up. The person who was running the club offered me the position to manage the club. We started doing very well, and then they gave me some ownership, and it kind of grew from there.
Okay, and when you started as in your first your first job at the Improv, what was your main motivation to work up your way up into management, or did you not have any expectations for that?
It just sort of happened. I graduated school, I was in a band, I was actually in school at the time as well, and I was just kind of looking at it for a job and something fun, and it just evolved into a career.
Well, that's cool. That's a good way to start. And what is your main goal now? Have you reached the pinnacle of your career, or do you see more?
No, actually, the club is just one small part, and that's pretty much for a lot of the local guys to get out and do their thing and to have an opportunity to bring other people to town that we don't do with the Improv. But we're also working on the TV project. I do a lot of bookings for corporate and things like that, and also going to start to manage some guys and take everything to another level.
So you said you started in the kitchen. How long did it take you to get into management?
Well, I did that for about 6 months, and then I became a server there. And then I was actually in a band, and this is right when I graduated school. We went to the West Coast, and I missed my friends and family. After about 6 or 8 months, I came back, and that's when they offered me the position to run the club.
You must have really made an impression on them. What type of music was your band? Can I ask you that?
It was primarily heavy, yeah, lots of power chords, things like that.
Any makeup and big hair?
No, it was more jeans and t-shirts.
Okay, I feel that. And what do you think were the qualities that you showed when you were working the first time at the club that impressed them so much for them to take a chance on you?
I think that I was consistent. I worked hard. I cared about what I did. I got to have a good rapport with many of the comics and things like that. And I just went above and beyond some things and continued to help out the club, and they kind of recognized that.
And did any of the work that you did in school have anything to do with what you're doing now?
Well, I was a communications major, so that definitely had a lot to do with it once I took over and press releases and things with the media and print and television and things of the sort. So it definitely helped me. I went to American too, so I was already familiar with the area, and that helped a lot as well.
That's awesome. Like, did you intern there first, or did you know that you wanted to work at the Improv beforehand, or was it just an umbrella that you just went out?
I just thought it'd be a cool place to work. I needed some money. It was like a second job. I was bartending one place and working there on the other nights, and it just kind of evolved.
That's cool. Now, do you have any plans to branch out of this region?
I would like to eventually. It'd be nice to have a chain of Riot comedy clubs. It's definitely something I aspire to.
Anything in New York or Chicago, West Coast, Tri-State, East Coast?
I don't know, it's hard. New York already has so many clubs. But if I were to do something, I would do something very different than what's going on now. And now at the club we do a lot of niche shows and things like that. It seems to be very popular. So, and it's great too because it allows local comics and people who do alternative type of comedy the opportunity to get on stage and do their thing.
What's the most eccentric type of act that you've worked with?
I've worked with everybody from Seinfeld. I actually make a brief appearance in the Seinfeld movie because we were the first club that he did when he started doing stand-up. But you know, Dave Chappelle and Richard Lewis and Robin Williams, and I've had the opportunity to meet the best in the business, and most of them are just real, down-to-earth people, nice, average, and they're not really terribly funny off the stage, but just great people.
That's good, and so that's like a very prestigious list of comics that you just mentioned, and those are more mainstream. But you also something about niche audiences. Could you tell me a little bit about the range of that?
Sure. At the new place, actually, every Wednesday we do theme nights. Our most popular one actually is called Xereas, and it's sold out every time. It's all gay and lesbian comedians. We did a Latino show that sold out. We did an all-women show that sold out. And we just this Wednesday had the Heathens of Comedy. They did great. We did a geek comedy show that's like 5 comics telling Star Wars and Star Trek jokes. And so it's been great, and it allows a lot of different genres to be exposed, and a lot of different people to go out and see something that they really like. Like especially with the Nerd Show, they're telling jokes about Star Wars that a lot of us wouldn't even get because it's so in depth, but it allows them to really get deep into material, and for those fans of those particular things to really enjoy it.
And does your website have a calendar of when the different appearances are coming, and is there a regular schedule?
Oh yeah, everything's up there. We also do kid shows on the weekends. We have an improv troupe that comes in. We do birthday parties. We have corporate team building shows during the week. But all of our shows are listed on the site. It's just riot.comedy.com. We do open mics every Tuesday, which is great for the local guys to be able to get up and do their thing. And a lot of local pros who are in town come by and do sets. And so it's been good all around.
And how hard is it to get on the open mic if someone wants to just get started? Do you have to already have some type of reputation to get on the list, or?
People email me ahead of time. I usually do 7 or 8 people I've never seen before on each show, and we average about 12 or 13 comics a night, so a lot of new, different people getting up on stage. Right now, there's about a 3-week waiting list. It's been very popular, and I've actually been overwhelmed by the people trying to get on it, but it's been nice.
And do you get regulars, or is it the same type of people always coming in for the different shows, or do you get a lot of tourists? Like, what's your audience, would you say?
It's really eclectic. You get people from all, especially with all the different shows that we're doing, you get all different type of niches in there, and you get tourists. And the new place has only been open about 4 months, and we're just starting to get regulars and people coming back, and so that's always nice. It's been very positive.
Okay. Can you say your website one more time?
Sure, riot.comedy.com.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.